Understanding Past Regrets. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Accent Bloom Podcast. I'm James.
And I'm Anne. We're so happy you're here with us today.
In today's episode, we're talking about 3 very important English expressions: should have, could have, and would have.
These expressions are extremely common in everyday English, especially when people talk about the past.
That's right, native speakers use them all the time when discussing mistakes, missed opportunities, regrets, and imagined situations.
If you've ever heard someone say, I should have studied more, or I could have called you, then you've already heard these structures.
By the end of this episode, you'll understand how to use them naturally in real conversations.
We'll explain each expression step by step with lots of examples from everyday life.
So let's begin with should have. What does should have mean?
Anne, what does should have mean?
Great question. We use should have plus past participle when we think something was the right thing to do in the past, but it didn't happen.
In many cases, it expresses regret or criticism.
Exactly.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Imagine I had an important exam yesterday, but I spent the whole evening watching movies. Today, I might say, I should have studied for the exam.
Meaning studying was the correct action, but you didn't do it.
Right. Here are more examples. I should have gone to bed earlier. I should have brought an umbrella. I should have listened to my parents. I should have saved more money. Notice that all of these actions are in the past, and the speaker now realizes a better choice existed. Real-life conversation about regrets. Anne, have you ever missed a flight?
Unfortunately, yes.
What happened?
A few years ago, I underestimated the traffic.
Oh no.
I left home late and arrived at the airport after the gate had closed.
That's frustrating.
It really was. Looking back, I can say I should have left home earlier.
That's a perfect example.
What about you?
I once forgot my passport before an international trip.
Seriously?
Yes, I packed everything except the most important thing.
That must have been stressful.
Very stressful. I had to return home and almost missed the flight.
So what would you say now?
I should have checked my documents before leaving.
Exactly.
Common everyday situations. Let's look at some situations our listeners might experience. Situation 1, health.
Imagine someone eats unhealthy food every day. Later, they feel sick. They might say, I should have eaten healthier food.
Situation 2, money. Suppose someone spends all their salary immediately. At the end of the month, they have no money left. They might say, I should have saved some money. Situation 3, relationships. Imagine a friend needed help, but you ignored their call. Later, you discover they were going through a difficult time. You might say, I should have answered the phone. Situation 4, school. A student fails an exam. The student says, I should have studied harder. These are all examples of reflecting on past decisions.
Now let's move on to could have.
This expression is slightly different.
Very different, actually.
We use could have plus past participle to talk about a possibility that existed in the past but didn't happen.
In other words, something was possible, but it wasn't done. Let's hear some examples. I could have taken the earlier train. I could have called you. I could have applied for that job. I could have learned Spanish when I was younger. Notice the difference. When I say I should have called you, I'm saying calling was the right thing to do. But when you say I could have called you, you're saying it was possible to call. Exactly. Missed opportunities. And let's talk about missed opportunities.
One of the most common uses of could have.
Imagine you saw a job advertisement years ago. You had the qualifications, you had enough experience, but you never applied. Today you might say, I could have applied for that job.
Meaning the opportunity existed.
Right. Here's another example. When I was in college, there was a student exchange program. I decided not to join. Today I sometimes think, I could have studied abroad.
That's a classic missed opportunity.
Exactly. A story about missed chances. Anne, tell us about a missed opportunity in your life.
Well, years ago, a friend invited me to learn guitar with him.
Did you join?
No, I kept saying I was too busy.
And what happened?
He became quite good at playing guitar.
Really?
Yes, he still plays today. Meanwhile, I never learned.
So now you might say, I could have learned guitar years ago.
Exactly.
That's a perfect use of could have.
Comparing should have and could have. James, let's compare them. Example 1, should have. I should have studied, meaning studying was the correct thing to do.
Example 2, could have. I could have studied, meaning studying was possible, but I didn't do it. And one expresses responsibility, James. The other expresses possibility. Example 3, Anne. I should have apologized, James. Apologizing was the right action. Example 4, Anne. I could have apologized. James, apologizing was possible, but I didn't do it. Anne. The meaning changes slightly. Yes, and understanding this difference is very important. Comparing should have and could have. James, let's compare them. Example 1, should have. I should have studied, meaning studying was the correct thing to do. Example 2, could have. I could have studied, meaning studying was possible, but I didn't do it. Anne, one expresses responsibility. James, the other expresses possibility. Example 3, Anne, I should have apologized. James, apologizing was the right action. Example 4, Anne, I could have apologized. James, apologizing was possible, but I didn't do it. Anne, the meaning changes slightly. Yes, and understanding this difference is very important.
Practice conversation. Let's practice. Imagine you forgot your friend's birthday.
I should have remembered it.
Good. Imagine you had enough time to buy a gift but didn't.
I could have bought a gift.
Excellent. Imagine you skipped your doctor's appointment.
I should have gone to the appointment.
Imagine you had several appointment times available.
I could have chosen an earlier appointment.
Perfect.
Common mistakes learners make.
James, many learners accidentally use these expressions incorrectly. One common mistake is saying, I should studied.
That's incorrect.
The correct form is, I should have studied.
Another mistake is I could went.
Again, incorrect.
The correct sentence is I could have gone.
Remember the pattern. Should have plus past participle. Could have plus past participle. Would have plus past participle.
Quick review. James, before we finish part 1, let's review.
And use should have when something was the right thing to do but didn't happen.
James, example, I should have studied.
And use could have when something was possible but didn't happen.
Example, I could have studied.
In the next part, we'll learn would have, one of the most useful expressions in English.
We'll also discuss imaginary past situations, regrets, relationships, work experiences, travel stories, and natural native speaker conversations.
Thanks for listening to Accent Bloom Podcast. Keep practicing English every day. And we'll see you in part 2. Goodbye, everyone.